Hello and welcome to the in-news series of Drishti IAS. I am Pooja Dwivedi, and in this segment today, we are going to discuss about how Ayodhya is becoming a leading or prime real estate. This topic is important from the perspective of prelims, certain acts, and we are also going to conversate about how it is going to be effective for your mains answer writing practice if you have to use certain provisions and certain acts. Okay. So as we have approached this particular segment from these many point of views, you can take notes and take screenshots. I will give you proper time for taking screenshots as well. And also try to relate it with the current scenario that is going on. So this is in the news because few days back, Indian Express, it published an investigation about how the officialdom and certain people of the political clout, having great political clout, are buying land with respect to Ayodhya and how it might be in contravention of the public duty that they are doing, and also any sort of clash of interest. Specifically from one trust, this investigation is much more important because it includes the land of members of the scheduled caste community. So as we move on, kindly look at this particular matter. Now, if we talk about the era of the judgment in 2019, after the Ram Lala, the infant Lord, won the rights over the land in Ayodhya, since then, many people, if we talk about serving officials, retired officials, MLA of Ayodhya, either serving or retired, they have purchased lands. And not only them, but people who are related to them. That means people who are the relatives of these people have also purchased land in that particular region. And of course, if we talk about the official Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust, it was set up in February 2020 to purchase land. And that was, it has already purchased 70 acres of land. Private members are also purchasing land because they are anticipating many gains as it is going to become a tourist place. Of course, it is going to be very lucrative to have land over there. Also, local MLAs, close relatives of bureaucrats, they all are involved in land transactions. So, one specific trust that we are going to talk about here is Maharishi Ramayan Vidyapeeth Trust. This particular trust is under scrutiny for purchasing land because they have brought land from Barhata Manjha village. That village had over dozens of scheduled caste families, and people who were originally the owners of the land, they sold the land to this particular trust. We will know about that as well. So 21 bighas of land have been sold to them, and this is the entire issue. So when the investigation came into the public eye, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, he ordered an inquiry into the matter, which was supposed to be conducted within 1 week, completed within 1 week, and that was on 22nd December. And this trust, basically, if we talk about this particular trust, this was established in 1991, okay? And its objective was to have established institutions, education institutions, Vedic schools and universities in order to elevate the teachings of or the teachings and principles of Ramayana. And even after 29 years of its existence, it has not done anything as of yet, anything like that as of yet. So we have certain land transfer curbs, specifically from the people of the Dalit community, the scheduled caste community. And that is under section 98 clause 1 of the Uttar Pradesh Revenue Code of 2006, which was in publication with the Uttar Pradesh Revenue Code Rules of 2016. Now here it is specifically written, I am moving away so that you can see, no Bhumidhar, because the land owner is known as Bhumidhar. So many of you might be having agricultural land or some sort of land in your village area. So you would be known as the Bhumidhar. We always say we have the bhoomdhari of this area. Okay, so belonging to a scheduled caste shall have the right to transfer, okay, by way of sale, gift, mortgage or lease of the land to a person not belonging to a scheduled area caste. So no one who is belonging to the Dalit community or scheduled caste, they cannot by way of selling, mortgage, gift or donation can sell the land or give the land away to a person from a non-Dalit community. So he or she can sell that to a person from the scheduled caste and not to any other person of the other caste. Okay, and that would be except with the previous permission of the collector in writing. Now, a collector can have a say if the person wants to sell off the land to a person belonging to other caste other than the scheduled caste. Now, the collector comes into the picture. If the collector authorizes it, then it can be done. And that is on certain grounds. First, if the person from the scheduled caste has no surviving heir, okay, no children or nobody else other than children whom he or she can transfer the land, to whom he and she can transfer the land to. The person is settled or ordinarily a resident in a different district or state. So there is no point in having that particular region as ownered. Person or a member of his family is suffering from a fatal disease. Now, if a person who is selling the land or any other member of the family is suffering from a fatal disease, then he or she can sell the land to a non-Dalit person. If the person is seeking permission to transfer in order to purchase any other land, so maybe I'm belonging to the scheduled caste, so I can take this land, sell this land away and take another land. That is also an exception. If the land held by applicant on the date of application does not, after such transfer, reduce to less than 1.26 hectares. So, if any person has to sell the land which is less than 1.26 hectares, collector's authorization is not needed. Remember this. Now, moving on. Before the publication of this rules, notification of the rules in 2016, the Zamindari Abolition Act of 1950 was in place in UP, and under section 157A of this particular act, a person of the scheduled caste had no right to transfer his land by sale, gift, mortgage or lease to a person of the non-scheduled caste except with prior approval of the collector. Now here is the entire catch. As I told you, the Maharishi Gyan Vidyapeeth Trust, this was established in the year 1991, and in 1992 they purchased the land 21 bighas from the scheduled caste villages that were residing in Barhata Manja. But that was before the 2016 land rules. That means Zamindari Abolition Act was there. Still we had these provisions, but still they could get it. How? We will talk about that as well. Now, collectors were barred from giving approval in case of landholding was smaller than 1.26 hectares. This was because of the abolition of Zamindari Abolition Act of 1950. And in 1992, MRVT, the trust which is supposed to build colleges, establishments to elevate the teachings of Ramayana, they brought nearly 21 bighas of land in Ayodhya's Manja village from over a dozen scheduled caste persons. How is that possible? They used an employee who was belonging from the scheduled caste community, and the name was Ronghai. So Ronghai, in the name of him, all the registries were done and the land was sold to this person. What happened after that? After a gap of 4 years, Ronghai donated the land to the trust. And the problem is that collector's involvement was not there. How is it possible? That's a concern. Okay? And it is being said, inquiry is already being done. Now for this particular trust, if any person from those people of or any member of the scheduled caste community who has sold the land to Ronghai, if they raise a question, if they raise a claim, then the entire inquiry will be done, and after that, if it is not proven that the land was transferred through proper means, the land will go to the state government. Okay, more and more inquiry is being already done by Chief Vigilance Commission, the Central Vigilance Commission, and they are saying if there is any clash of interest, then of course proper inquiry will be done and action would be taken for the officialdom. Okay, so after the judgment of 2019 by the Apex Court and the rights that were won by Ramlala, the infant lord, it is being seen that even officialdom is not actually purely based on public service right now. The instances in Ayodhya bring out a clear picture of how the tourism, the spiritual tourism, could be turned into lucrative gains. So, this is the entire matter. Now, as you can see, we have introduced a question over here. Discuss in detail the procedure of land transfer from the member of the scheduled caste in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so you can write it down properly and also try to introduce a few lines about the current scenario as introduction in 250 words. Okay, so that's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.